A woman at the gym asked me out. I said no. She won't stop. She showed up at my job, my apartment, and now my car. This isn't flattering. It's terrifying. A woman at my gym asked me out. I said no politely. She asked again the next day. I said no again. That was 3 months ago. Since then, she's followed me to my car, shown up at my workplace, left notes on my windshield, and started parking in my apartment complex. I'm a grown man, and I'm scared. Her name is Joy. I don't know her last name. She started at my gym around April. She'd work out near whatever station I was using. I didn't think much of it. Gyms are shared spaces. After a couple weeks, she approached me near the water fountain. She said, "I've been watching you work out, and I think we'd really hit it off. Can I take you to dinner?" I said, "I appreciate that, but I'm not interested. Thank you, though." She smiled and said, "Think about it." The next day, she was at the bench press when I got there. She waited until I finished a set and said, "Did you think about it?" I did. "I'm sorry, but no." "Why not?" "I'm just not looking to date right now." "Is it me?" "It's not about you. I'm not interested in dating anyone." She said, "Okay." I thought that was the end. The following week, she started appearing wherever I was in the gym. If I moved to the treadmill, she was on the one beside me. If I went to the free weights, she was stretching 2 feet away. She'd make comments. "You look strong today. I bet you'd be a great dinner date." I stopped responding. I put my headphones in. She started waiting by my car. The first time, she was leaning against the car next to mine in the parking lot. She said, "We keep running into each other." I said, "This is a parking lot. We parked near each other. Maybe it's fate." "It's not. Please stop." She showed up at my car 3 more times that week. Always after my workout. Always with a comment. Always with that smile that stopped feeling friendly and started feeling like a warning. I switched my workout time from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. She showed up at 5 a.m. within 2 days. I don't know how she knew. I started going to a different location of the same gym chain 20 minutes farther away. For 1 week, it was peaceful. Then she walked in. Different gym, same person. She saw me and waved like we were old friends. I went to the front desk and asked if she'd recently signed up. They said they couldn't share member information. I went to management. I explained the situation. I said a woman was following me between locations and I didn't feel safe. The manager said they'd look into it but couldn't ban someone without documented harassment on their property. Then she showed up at my job. I work at an engineering firm in a commercial building. She walked into the lobby and asked the receptionist for me by name. The receptionist called my desk. "There's a woman named Joy here to see you." My stomach dropped. I told the receptionist to tell her I was unavailable. She left a note with the receptionist. It said, "I just want one dinner. You won't regret it." I went to HR. They said since she wasn't an employee, they could ban her from the building, but that was the extent of it. She was banned. The next day, she left a note on my car in the office parking lot. "They won't let me inside, but I'll wait for you." I filed a police report. The officer was sympathetic, but said without a direct threat, there wasn't much they could do. He suggested documenting everything and filing a restraining order if it continued. It continued. She started parking in my apartment complex. I live in a gated building. She parked in the visitor lot and waited. She never knocked on my door, but twice I saw her sitting in her car watching my building from across the lot. I installed a doorbell camera. I started varying my schedule. I stopped going to the gym entirely. My friend Dex told me to just go to dinner with her and maybe she'd lose interest. I said, "If a man did this to a woman, you'd call it stalking. It doesn't change because she's a woman and I'm a man." He went quiet. I filed for a restraining order. The judge granted a temporary one based on the documented pattern. Joy was served at her home address, which the court found through her gym membership. She showed up to the hearing. She cried. She told the judge she just wanted to get to know me. The judge said, "He told you no on multiple occasions. You followed him to his workplace, his car, and his home. That's not courtship. That's harassment." The restraining order was granted for 1 year. She's required to stay 500 feet from me, my home, and my workplace. I went back to the gym last week. Different time, different location. I looked over my shoulder the entire workout. I checked my mirrors 3 times on the drive home. I tested my doorbell camera before I went inside. I slept with my phone next to my pillow. My friend Kayla asked me if I was okay. I said, "A woman followed me for 3 months and most people thought it was flattering." She said, "It wasn't." "I know, but I'm the only man I know who's had to explain why being stalked isn't a compliment." The restraining order is taped to the inside of my closet door, not where anyone can see it, just where I can reach it fast if I need to prove it exists. The gym used to be the place I went to feel strong. Now it's the place where I learned that no doesn't always mean no to the person hearing it. It should, every time, from anyone.